Hey there, Minnie. I heard the big news. You're going on vacation, aren't you? Huh? Oh, good evening, Tabitha. What's this about? I just told you, silly. I heard you're going on a vacation. If you don't mind, could you tell me why you're asking? Because I'm going with you. What? You're the talk of the school, Minnie. Everyone knows how you, a single mother, started dating Carl, the only single father at the school, and then got married almost instantly. It's the romance of the century. Almost instantly? I mean, we were dating for about 2 years before we got married. That's not exactly what I would call almost instantly. Oh, don't be bashful. Go ahead and brag about it. All the mothers had a pact not to go after Carl, but you were the first one bold enough to break it, you sneaky little thing, you. Pact? What pact? I don't remember being part of any pact. Party or not, you broke the pact and stole Carl away from all of us. It was such a shock. But don't worry, none of us are the least bit jealous about your relationship. We're all thrilled for you. It's not like we were keeping it a secret. All of the mothers who I regularly speak to knew about this. So you're going on your honeymoon soon, right? Well, we have our 2 kids and jobs to work around, so we haven't really been able to make any sort of concrete plan as of yet. You think you're so sneaky just because you took Carl away from us, but I know all about your little plan, Minnie. I've heard the 2 of you talking about it. When? We've never talked about it in public before. Aha! So you have been planning it. I was right. Huh? You just said you've never talked about it in public before. That means you have talked about it in private. Of course we have. It's our honeymoon. How can we plan one without talking to each other about it? So, once again, I was right. You are planning your honeymoon. You might have been clever enough to hide your relationship with Carl, but you're not getting this one past me. That's not what I meant. We do want to go on a honeymoon, but like I told you, we're very busy and haven't made any concrete plans yet. We're just talking about it, as in discussing it. Oh, sure, I believe you. So, when are you going? I just told you we don't have any concrete plans yet. Wow, you are a stubborn little thing, aren't you? What is there to be stubborn about? We don't have any plans. That's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time. Fine, be that way. It doesn't bother me. I have my own ways of getting information. So I'll just have to go to my sources to find out the details. You may have gone behind my back with Carl, but that's an oversight I won't be repeating. You are an incredible person, Tabitha. Simply incredible.
Hey, Minnie. Do you have a minute?
Oh, hey, Carl. You don't usually text me from work. Is something up?
Nah. I was busy until around 1 today, so I skipped my usual lunch hour and decided to take my break now instead.
Ah, okay. So, what's up?
You're not gonna believe this. I had a big meeting with a client a few days ago, and one of my coworkers, Jake, helped me out a ton with getting ready for it, and so I took him out to a restaurant for lunch to thank him. And you know that woman Tabitha from school? I think she followed me.
What she is?
Yeah. Jake told me I had something stuck in my teeth, and when I used my phone selfie camera to try and take it out, I saw Tabitha sitting at the table right behind me.
You're joking.
I wish I was. She didn't appear to be trying to talk to me, so I thought it would be the best to just ignore her. Finished eating, and went right back to work as soon as possible. I know you're about to head over to school to pick up the kids, so I thought it would be for the best if I let you know as soon as possible, since you're likely to run into her.
All right, well, thanks for letting me know. Hey, Carl, are you done with work? Are you still okay to meet up like we planned?
Yep. I just walked out of the door to my office now.
Great. I just got on the subway myself. I dropped off the kids at their respective grandparents' places this morning, and they're also heading out right on schedule.
Yeah. My dad called me a few hours ago and let me know.
I hate to bring this up now and spoil the mood.
What is it?
I don't suppose Tabitha has said anything to you about this, has she?
Oh, her. She said that she was going to go to her sources or whatever to find out the details of our honeymoon, right?
Do you think it's safe to assume she didn't figure anything out, that she's still completely in the dark?
Well, considering the fact that not even we knew where we were going until a few days ago, yeah, I'd say we're in the clear. There's no way she knows anything about where we're going.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, well, I'll be waiting for you at the airport like we planned. Are you going to make it here by 6:30?
Yeah, no worries. I'll probably be there a little early, if anything. See you then.
Hi there, Minnie. Or should I say, g'day, mate. Where are you right now? Tabitha, what is this about? I'm in Australia too, sweetie. Let's meet up in the hotel lobby, okay? What? You're in Australia? Oh, come on now, Minnie. I've already told you, you're not going to fool me. You can stop pretending now. I know all about you and Carl's big honeymoon in Australia. I've known for weeks. So just give up already and let me tag along with you, okay? Tabitha, I legitimately have no idea what you're talking about. I'm currently sitting in my home living room watching TV. Minnie, you just don't know when you've been beaten, do you? Beaten at what? Okay, since you're intent on not admitting defeat, I'll just skip along to the important part. There's something you need to know about Carl. The truth is, he's actually in love with me, not you. What? A while back, I went over to Carl's office to see if I could pry the details of your honeymoon out of him. I watched him walking into a restaurant with what looked like a coworker of his, so I took the liberty of following in after him. I sat right behind him, and it seemed like he noticed I was there partway through his meal. After that, he started spilling all the beans about your big honeymoon in Australia. I knew right away that he was really doing it because he wanted to make sure I knew everything. I see. And he said that we were going today, did he? That's right! Now do you understand? I heard about it all from Carl himself, so there's no point in trying to hide it from me. I hope you don't take this too personally, but you're not even half the woman I am, and Carl sees that. Carl and I won't be needing you on our honeymoon, so you can be a dear and get on to the next plane home. Oh, and I'd deeply appreciate it if you could watch after his little runt until we get back. Actually, I'd love it if you just took that kid off our hands permanently. Oh, boy. Listen, Tabitha. Aw, are you going to cry for me? I'm all ears. That's not our honeymoon. That was just his business trip. Would you just give up already? It's your honeymoon. I know it is. No, our honeymoon was 1 month ago. What? And we didn't go to Australia. We just went to a nice little hotel with a spa resort for a few days. But he said he was going to Australia. The conversation between Carl and his coworker that you eavesdropped on was about their upcoming business trip. I have no idea how you came to believe that he was talking about our honeymoon. But the only thing you got right about the trip was the date. But no, that can't be. Hey, wait a second. This means that Carl is all alone on a business trip in Australia? And since you're still back at home, there's absolutely nothing that could come between the two of us. I still get the last laugh, Minnie. This is the perfect chance to make him mine for good. Read again, Tabitha. I told you the only thing you got right was the date. What do you mean? I mean, you're making a mistake that people used to make in 90s comedies when the writer wanted the character to seem oblivious about the outside world. Carl's business trip is to Austria. Isn't that the same thing? No, Tabitha. Austria and Australia are not the same country. Don't be ridiculous. Of course they're the same country. Austria is just an abbreviation. Take 10 seconds and search for Austria on the internet. Fine, wait right there. Oh no. Oh yes. Sorry, Tabitha. But you're on almost the complete opposite side of the earth from Carl right now. He's in Austria, the country in Europe, not Australia, the place with kangaroos and koalas. No, that can't be. I didn't even know that Austria was a country. That does not surprise me at all. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful time on your solo trip to Australia. But I don't know anything about this country. I don't know anyone here. You speak English, don't you? I'm sure you'll manage to get by somehow. You've got to do something. Can you book me a flight from Australia to Austria? Why can't you do it yourself? Because I used up all my money on my ticket to Australia. This is partly your fault too, you know. If you would have told me the truth about your honeymoon, I wouldn't be stuck here right now. Take responsibility for your actions and buy me a ticket to Austria this instant. Tabitha, just a few minutes ago you told me your intent was to kick me out of my own honeymoon and steal my husband from me. You even called my husband's child, who I legally adopted, a little runt. Tell me, what reason could I possibly have for agreeing to save you from your own stupidity right now? Because you're my friend. I am not now, nor have I ever been, your friend. It's still your fault that I'm here. You should have told me where you were going when I asked you. You're guilty of fraud. I'll sue you. I would love nothing more than to see you waste more money that you don't have on a frivolous lawsuit. So please, go right ahead and sue me. In the meantime, you're an adult, so I think you can take care of yourself. I'll agree to drop my lawsuit if you buy me a ticket to Austria. My kids are calling me. Can we be done here? Just a one-way ticket is fine. Tell you what, how about I message your husband to have him buy the ticket for you? I'll let him know all about your situation. I'm sure he'll be eager to help. No, please don't. Anything but that. Okay, well then, you'll just have to pick up a part-time job or something in Australia to make the money yourself. So, you're not going to tell my husband, are you? Nah, I'm definitely going to tell him. He deserves the heads up so he can divorce you before I sue you for stalking Carl. Please, Minnie, can't we talk about this? You traveled halfway around the world in order to follow us on our honeymoon so you could send me packing and steal my husband from me. Please, Tabitha, tell me, precisely what is there for us to talk about in this situation? Well, I mean, what woman wouldn't want to get together with Carl? He's smart, successful, handsome. I'm aware. He is my husband, after all. Anything else? You stole him from me! I will never forgive you! In order for me to steal him from you, he would have had to be yours in the first place, which he never was. Now, my kids are calling me, so I'll be heading off. Hold it right there! You broke the mother's pact. You had no right to put your hands on Carl. He was mine. He is mine. You don't deserve him. Now buy me a ticket to Austria and don't tell my husband, or I'll sue you for something. Do you hear me? I'll sue you for something. Look what you did, Minnie. My husband divorced me. Since you ruined my marriage, you are now legally required to give me Carl. This is 100% your fault. I hope you have a good lawyer. Hi, Tabitha. Did you make it home okay? Carl is mine. Give him to me. Well, I guess if you really want him that badly. You mean you'll let me have him? Of course not, you moron. Please, you have to let me have him. If you ever even think about speaking to my Carl again, I'll call the police, press charges for stalking and harassment, and sue you so hard they'll put my case against you in law textbooks for centuries. Be grateful that the only thing you've lost thus far is your husband. Maybe you'd like your husband to get sole custody of your children? You wouldn't. Oh, I absolutely would. And you had better not try and test me. Got it? I got it, Minnie. Carl and I had no idea this was going on, but apparently Tabitha had been talking to all the other moms at school for ages about how much she wanted Carl for herself. She had been putting the moves on him since before we were dating, but she was so inept at it that Carl never even noticed. Once we got married, her flirting escalated into stalking. On some days, she would leave her kids at home alone in order to follow Carl around. That all came out during the child custody hearing suit from her husband, during which he was awarded full custody of all their children. Even her parents were so ashamed of her that they refused to let her move back in with them. You'd think that all of this would have taught her a lesson, but nope. Just a few months later, she started putting the moves on another father at the school. She went even crazier this time than she did with us, to the point that the police actually had to get involved. This left her with both a massive legal bill after the couple she was stalking sued her, as well as a criminal record. She was never much of a worker before all of this happened, but now with a criminal record to her name, it's going to be pretty difficult for her to find a job that will cover her living expenses and legal bills. Yo, Fiona! Long time no see. A little birdie tells me you got married. I almost spat out my frosted hoops when I heard the news. I would never have seen you and him continuing for this long in a million years. I gotta say, girl, I'm impressed. Huh? Is that Jen? Wait, how do you have my number? Oh, the group chat from the class reunion. Bingo! You can be pretty sharp sometimes, girl. God, you are so annoying. Hey, that was uncalled for. I have feelings too, you know. You're the one in the wrong for not giving me your number at the reunion last year, even though we were besties back in high school. Don't pretend you don't remember. We were practically inseparable. Huh? Me and you? Besties? On what planet? You always let me copy your homework. Plus, you treat me to meals and drinks. I'd be lying if I said I didn't hold a little grudge over what happened with your boyfriend, but hey, no one's perfect. I let you copy my homework, did I? That's funny. Because the way I remember it, you just took my printouts and worksheets without my permission, ran away and disappeared with them, and didn't give them back until you were done plagiarizing them. Rather than treating you to meals and drinks, if my memory serves me correctly, whenever we went out to eat together, you conveniently forgot your purse when the bill came, leaving me no choice but to pay for everything. Which reminds me, you never gave me back a single cent of that money, did you? As for my boyfriend, I have no idea what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Whatever, who cares about all that? It's bygones now. There's no use crying over spilled milk, so let's stop dragging up the past and look towards the future instead. I'd rather we just didn't talk at all, actually. Your words, they hurt me. Stop being so mean, you spoiled sport. There's nothing wrong with two best friends catching up after a long time apart. Anyway, can I take the fact that you're still in the class reunion group chat as meaning you'll be coming again this year? Yeah, I guess so. Does that mean you'll be bringing your husband along too? Right, he was in our class after all. Interesting. I'm suddenly super excited for the class reunion. Why? That's for me to know and you to find out. I'm counting on you, Fiona. Keep them in good working order for me until we're reunited. Good working order? Fiona, Fiona, Fiona. It's time. The day of destiny is finally upon us. Huh? What are you talking about? Jen, would you give me a break already? Quit sending me random nonsensical messages out of nowhere. Why would today be a day of destiny? It's just a class reunion. Is something supposed to be happening there? Yes, exactly. Today is the fateful day I finally find happiness. Okay, great. See you later at the event hall, my darling. Would you quit with all the hearts? You're making me cringe. Fiona! It went down just like I said it would. I finally fulfilled my destiny and found happiness. Me and Rufus slipped out of the class reunion, went to a hotel, and he slipped inside me. The mood was so intense, our clothes were off as soon as we got inside the hotel room. And before you knew it, we were a passionate, sweaty mess writhing around in ecstasy on the bed. We have so much chemistry, I couldn't resist but let him have his way with me straight away. Oh, and guess what? You'll never guess what he told me. He said he never wants any other woman but me for the rest of his life, so he's divorcing you. Oopsie. Sorry for stealing your husband, sweetie. Jen, would you mind stopping right there? Sorry, no can do. Mine and Rufus's love is unstoppable and infinite. He's mine now and forever. No, seriously, Jen, you need to stop. Everyone can see your messages. What the hell? Everyone? The class reunion just erupted into chaos with laughter when they saw what you wrote. Huh? Excuse me? Sorry, can you bear with me a sec? I'm gonna unplug my phone from the big screen projector. Huh? The projector. What the heck are you doing? Does that mean what I think it means? Hey, Jen. Sorry to keep you waiting. What the hell is going on? Explain now! It was written on the information leaflet for the class reunion. There was an event called Memory Lane, right? We were all supposed to bring in our favorite photo from high school and would take it in turns using the projector provided by the event managers to show it to everyone on the wall before reminiscing over everyone's photos together. We were allowed to bring stuff in on the day, too. I remembered I had a funny photo on my phone after I got to the event. So I was in the process of hooking up my phone directly to the projector and showing it to everyone. Well, that's where you came in. I was trying to set up the projector app on my phone, but your messages came at the worst possible time, and I accidentally tapped onto one, opening up our chat for the entire event hall to see. Yep, those vulgar messages about your seedy tryst at the hotel were projected and enlarged on the wall for everyone to see. Awkward, huh? Oh my god, no way. Are you joking or something? Oh, this has to be a joke. Why didn't you turn it off as soon as you realized what was going on? You could have prevented this. Well, that was my intention, believe me. But then you mentioned Rufus in the messages. I was about to unplug my phone, but a certain someone came up to stop me when they realized what you were saying. Huh? Who? Who's the interfering asshole who thinks my business is their problem? Whoever it is, tell them to get their stinking nose out of my love life. That's just plain evil. I'm pretty sure stealing someone's husband and then bragging about it is more evil, actually. Have you no ability to self-reflect? Are you even self-aware? The fact you can make comments like that makes me seriously doubt it. Whatever. Who cares? You know what? I'm actually pleased. In a sense, this means me and Rufus are now an official couple. I guess you can call this our announcement to the class reunion. Life's all about turning negatives into positives, after all, and it's hard not to feel positive about having a big, rugged hunk like Rufus all to myself. Still, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't pissed with whoever stopped you unplugging the phone. Go on. Who was it? Rufus's wife. Huh? Hey, wait a second. Isn't that you, Fiona? Nope. I get that your heart is broken and you feel overwhelmed with jealousy and despair because I stole your husband, but don't you think this is a little childish? Get over it and tell the truth already. I'm serious. It wasn't me. Is that so? Well, in that case, I take it this means we can call it quits on the compensation me and Rufus were fully prepared to pay you for the affair. I guess if you're not really Rufus's wife, you won't be entitled to it. Okay, have it your way. It's way better for me this way. You know, I impress myself with how smart I am sometimes. This is literally the best conclusion I could have hoped for. Oh yeah, here's another update on our love marathon. We decided to switch to the high-end luxury hotel by Boink Station. We just ordered champagne, room service, and will no doubt be making sweet love until the early hours. You need to head down to the county clerk's office, grab a set of divorce papers, and sign them by the time we get done. Why would I do that? This has nothing to do with me. Ah, this feels great. I always knew I was destined for great things, but I never thought my life would go this well. I feel like I'm the main character of a romance movie. With this, I finally get even on the grudge I've had against you since high school. Grudge? You do know I had the hots for Rufus in high school, right? No, this is the first I've heard of it. But even though I liked him and he should have been rightfully mine, you had the nerve to get involved and start dating him before I had the chance to make my move. I was so pissed when I found out I could have exploded with rage right then and there. What? Seriously, nothing you're saying makes any sense. Me and Rufus aren't dating, and we never have. Well, I finally got my own back. Don't act surprised, lady, because you had this coming. How many times do I have to say it? I am not Rufus's wife, and I am not his girlfriend. Oh, someone's calling me back into bed. Looks like a fresh round of lovemaking's about to begin. Oh my, will I even be able to walk tomorrow? Gotta bounce, honey. See ya! You're literally ignoring everything I say to you, huh? Fiona! What the hell's going on? Explain! What do you want, Jen? Don't play dumb with me, you scheming witch! How did everyone find out which hotel me and Rufus are staying at? And how did they know our room number? Oh, what the hell? Why the hell is Gina here? The look on her face when I opened the door was so terrifying I instinctively escaped into the bathroom as soon as I saw her. Oh, I see. So Gina decided to launch a direct assault on the scene of the crime, huh? Huh? Remember when you told me you guys were staying at the luxury high-end hotel by Boink Station? Well, in a strange twist of fate, it turns out one of Gina's relatives is currently living there. When Gina saw your messages, she told her relative to keep an eye out for you guys. I'm guessing she caught sight of you in the lobby and followed you to your room or something. What? Wait, but that doesn't answer my question. Why the hell would Gina be pissed with me in the first place? I didn't do anything to her. Listen, Jen, to be honest, I'm a little surprised you haven't managed to put two and two together by now, but Gina is Rufus's wife. What? My husband is called Richard. He's Rufus's cousin. Huh? Wait a sec. Richard? You mean that Richard, the spectacled computer game obsessed nerd? Yes, Richard with the glasses is my husband. I confessed my feelings to him back in high school. We dated for a few years. He eventually proposed, we got married, and we've been together ever since. What the heck am I reading? I mean, I did know Richard and Rufus were cousins, but I saw you and Rufus on a date back in high school. That's the only reason I wanted to steal him for myself in the first place. Oh, Jen, whatever are we going to do with you? Allow me to explain what probably happened here. It's true, Richard usually wears glasses, but he likes to swap them out for contacts for special occasions. He also looks strikingly similar to Rufus, even though they're only cousins. They've both changed a lot now, but back in high school, when Richard took off his glasses, they almost looked like the same person. Oh my God. I'm guessing you saw Richard with his contacts in and mistook him for Rufus? What? Oh, what the heck? Are you serious? Why didn't you tell me this before I stole someone else's husband? Ugh! How was I supposed to do that when I only found out you made moves on the wrong husband by accident yesterday? Well, you could have told me you and Richard were dating back when you got together. At the very least, you could have told me you were getting married. I'm sorry, Jen, but me and you aren't close enough for you to be privy to updates on my private life. Huh? But I thought we were besties back in high school. I'd prefer if you didn't make such insane remarks, thanks. Do you mind if we call this conversation a day here? I feel a little bit more of my energy being drained with every message. Anyway, don't you have important things to deal with? You know, like maybe the furious betrayed wife in your hotel room? Messaging me should be the last thing on your mind. Sure, you may have committed your fatal error as a result of our messages, but as things stand, I have no involvement in the situation now. No, wait, you can't leave me to deal with this crap on my own! Gina really is livid. She said something about sending Rufus off to work in a factory in Nigeria after she divorced him before she stormed out of the reunion hall. I wonder what'll happen to you. Oh my God. Based on how loud she's banging on this bathroom door, I don't think she's kidding. Help me, Fiona, I'm so scared. Are you guys friends or something? You and Gina? If you are, you could put in a good word for me and calm her down. Will you do that for me? Will you please? Sorry, Jen. This one's out of my hands now. Nothing I could do could possibly save you now. Even if I wanted to. She's the CEO of the company your dad and brother work at, right? She took over after inheriting it from her dad 2 years back, if I recall correctly. I know that! I can't believe I stole the husband of a frickin' CEO. I mean, I'd be proud of myself if I did it without her finding out, but she's banging on the frickin' bathroom door and sounds like she wants to kill me. What the hell am I supposed to do now? Oh, you'd be proud if you got away with it, huh? I guess that means you feel no remorse whatsoever then. At least this way I can take great satisfaction in watching from the sidelines as justice is served. Listen, Jen, I'm not involved in this anymore, so how about you open the door and try talking to Gina? But she's so mad. I just got a message from Richard saying you're spamming him with messages begging him to call Gina off. I'm not sure why you think my husband would be able to get you out of this. You're talking about me behind my back? You need to solve your problems by yourself, Jen. There's nothing anyone can do for you now. Ugh! Why would he rat on me? And why would you betray me like this? You're supposed to be my friend. How many times do I have to say it? Me and you aren't friends, and we never have been. What? Quit making me repeat myself. Well, in that case, let's be friends, starting now. Huh? Please, you have to help me. I'm begging you. Isn't there some way we can make all of this go away? I feel terrible about what I did, simply terrible. Honestly, I don't know what came over me and made me act so stupidly. Yes, you do. You thought you were taking revenge on me for some stupid grudge from high school, so allow me to politely decline your offer of friendship. Oh my God! No one likes a dimwit. Although, saying that, I always despised you. Fiona! I'll be blocking you now. Goodbye and good luck. After the drama that unfolded in the hotel room, Jen and Rufus immediately broke up, making the day of the class reunion both the beginning and the end of their short-lived romance. I was surprised to hear that they didn't end up owing much compensation. But something tells me Jen's problems are only just beginning. Remember how I mentioned Gina's the CEO of Jen's brother's and dad's company? Well, they didn't take too kindly to her destroying their boss's marriage, and word of the affair spread around the office like wildfire. Unable to bear the shame of being the butt of every joke and receiving the silent treatment from practically the entire company, they voluntarily resigned within a week. Fortunately for them, they both managed to find new jobs pretty quickly, but less fortunately, their salaries were half that of what they got at Gina's company. As for Jen, her family promptly disowned her, being so overwhelmed with disgust at her behavior that they couldn't bear to associate with her for a second longer. Now she was lost and alone, her life resembling a Greek tragedy. After word of her misdeeds spread around town, she found it impossible to find a respectable job. With that, she had no choice but to start working the night business, and these days can be seen hanging around on street corners in the hopes that some creepy old dude will pick her up and cover her rent money in return for some favors. Don't cheat, folks!
Thank you for watching.
Hey Zara, you all ready, aren't you? I swear, women always take at least 5 times as long as dudes to get ready for things.
Chill, it's okay. I'm nearly ready. It's our wedding day. Surely I get a pass today of all days. Good morning, Graham. Bear with me a few more minutes, honey. I'll be ready to leave the house real soon, okay?
Alright, sweet.
Graham, everything is gonna be okay today, right?
What do you mean?
The thing with your 3 friends before, Jeff, Alex, and Mike, I heard about how they tried to pull an awful, mean-spirited prank on the bride at one of their old classmates' weddings and ended up getting thrown out of the church. They wouldn't try to do anything like that this time around, would they? Obviously, I didn't invite them when I heard about what they did. But we are holding the wedding locally, and it won't be the weirdest thing in the world if they had already caught wind of the time, date, and venue. It is a small town, after all. To tell you the truth, I'm kind of worried, Graham.
Oh, those 3 doofuses. If they tried pulling any funny business without my permission, they know I'd end up giving a stern telling off. Don't worry, babe. They wouldn't dream of it.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, I'm pleased.
For God, you're so neurotic, babe. How many times do I got to tell you to stop worrying over little things like this? You'll drive yourself into an early grave.
I guess you're right.
You know, I could actually see you calling off the wedding because you're so worried. You better not do anything crazy. Seriously. That would not be a laughing matter. Alright, babe. See you at the church.
Sure. I'll catch you later.
Yo, Zara, what's up, girl? Yeehaw! It's your old classmate, Jeff. How's it hanging? What's that? You don't remember giving me your number? Oh, don't worry. That's a minor detail. We can clear that up later. I doubt you'll see these messages till after you're done with the banquet. You're probably too busy right now. But that's actually why I'm messaging you up. You see, me, Alex, and Mike might not have been invited to the wedding. But you bet your sweet ass you're gonna be showing up to gate crash the place and pull a little prank so epic, it'll blow your mind. A boom. This is your official notice that the 3 of us just succeeded in sneaking into the church and are currently hiding in a top secret, undisclosed location with the assistance of a close friend. Oh, we're about to launch our secret attack, so get hyped! Zara, that was too damn funny. Sure, sneaking up from behind and slamming your head face down in the wedding cake like that might have been exactly what we planned. But we had no idea you'd stand on your dress and fall forward in the momentum. Man, seeing you hit the floor head first on the concrete like that before your ruined wedding cake tumbled down on you in an epic splatter was something out of a damn cartoon. Seriously, you couldn't write something this good if you tried. Well, I guess you could say our grand surprise was a resounding success. If you ask me, Getting the heads up from the groom in advance was the secret to everything going so well. All right, well, our work here is done. We'll be heading off now. Enjoy your wedding. Oh man, that was such a blast. Wait a sec. Oh, babe, why'd you have to fall over so hilariously? I'm gonna bust a rib if I don't stop laughing soon. Man, seeing you go face first into the cake before tripping on your dress and hitting the deck in front of the guests on your own wedding day. Funniest thing I've ever seen. Oh, not to mention your reaction. That was even more dramatic than we expected. Nice work, babe. You have a future in Hollywood with performances like that. Alright. Oh, the fun's over. Hurry up and get changed and get your ass back out here. We've got a wedding to hold and the masses are waiting. Zara, what are you doing, babe? How long are you going to keep up this sulking act? You can't do this forever, you know. We have to get married now. The only reason your wedding dress is ruined is because you stepped on it and fell over when the boys pulled their little prank. That wasn't part of the plan. Oh, besides, you got changed immediately after, right? With a quick change of clothes and a little touching up of your makeup, you'll be back to beautiful. And it'll be like nothing ever happened. Oh, you do know you're making all the guests wait now, right? Plus, you're causing hella inconvenience for the church staff. You think they get paid to sit around all day waiting for you to pull yourself together? Hurry up and get your ass back out here, woman.
The wedding is off. I want a divorce.
What did you just say? What the hell are you talking about? Hey, Zara, what the heck's wrong with you? How could you be so horrible? You reported my freaking buddies to the cops. What the hell's gotten into you? That whole thing at the wedding was just a little surprise, that's all. Just a bit of harmless fun, a silly prank. I'm your husband, and those guys are my friends. As my wife, you should be mature enough to know how to handle a joke. Why couldn't you just laugh it off and get on with the wedding like any normal person would? I mean, seriously, you joking, me? Our wedding got freaking cancelled as a result of your selfish overreaction. I'm gonna have to go around returning all the wedding gifts now. Did you even see how nice the toaster Mitch and his wife gave us was? Not to mention the silver-plated detachable shower head from Craig. Now I'm going to have to give it all back, and it's all your fault. Thanks to your dumb, selfish actions, we may as well have thrown the $15,000 we spent on the wedding down the drain. Do you even understand the gravity of what you've done? You're in serious shit here, woman.
You probably already heard this from my lawyer, but when I tripped over at the wedding, I hit my head on the floor and suffered a concussion.
Huh?
You know that message I sent where I called off the wedding and asked for a divorce? It wasn't me who sent that. It was my mom. I was so weak and dizzy I could barely use my phone all day. Also, I sprained both of my ankles. That's not all. The wedding dress I rented now has a 20-centimeter hole in it due to the fact I was holding a knife to cut the wedding cake when your friends decided to push me over. I'm lucky I didn't end up catching myself with it and getting seriously injured. Do you seriously think I was in any state to carry on with the banquet after that? The only one who threw that $15,000 down the drain is you.
But...
We are absolutely getting a divorce, and there is nothing you can say to change my mind.
I do not agree to this. The only reason I agreed for my buddies to pull that little stunt at the banquet was to surprise you on your special day. Aren't weddings supposed to be memorable? You should be thanking me, not divorcing me. But no, you had to go speak to the cops about it, didn't you? You damn nut job. 3 of my pals have criminal records now, thanks to you. Do you have any idea how pissed they are at me? I told them you'd see the funny side and laugh it off. They would never have done it if they knew this would happen. Not only that, but on top of embarrassing me and totally wrecking my reputation with my buddies, you're asking for a divorce and compensation on top of it. God damn it, woman, you've got some nerve. Oh, and I'm not done yet, so you had better keep listening. Why on God's green earth should I be the one to bear the entire financial burden for the costs of the wedding? You think I can just pull $15,000 out of my arse like some goddamn magician? If anyone's got to pay, it should be you.
Graham, you knew full well how worried I was about your 3 friends showing up at the wedding, and you knew full well I was against it. You gave permission for them to pull their little stunt while having absolutely no idea what their surprise actually consisted of, didn't you?
It wouldn't be a surprise if I knew what was going to happen, moron.
That's not the point. I had 3 guys sneak up on me from behind before restraining me and forcefully slamming my face down into my own wedding cake on my own wedding day. What kind of surprise do you call that? Maybe, just maybe, I would have given you the benefit of the doubt if you condemned what they did since you didn't actually know what they were going to do beforehand, but no, you're actually defending them.
Well, if you would have had a stronger posture and kept a firm footing, none of this would have ever happened. This is all your fault.
While wearing a long dress I wasn't used to wearing, while wearing high heels, get real. Do you seriously think a lone woman dressed like that can win against 3 guys who attack her from behind by surprise? If so, you may actually be more detached from reality than I thought.
Well.
Then to top it all off, instead of rushing over to help me when you saw what happened, you stood with Jeff and the guys while pointing and laughing at me like a bunch of kids in the school playground.
But I never knew things would get this out of hand.
You mean you couldn't see this coming? It doesn't take a genius, Graham. Jeff and the guys have previous records, you know? This isn't the first wedding they've crashed, and I know you know what they're like. Luckily, someone figured out what they were up to and put a stop to it beforehand that time, but what they were planning to do was so messed up, it's enough to send a chill down the spine of any decent, respectable human being. That's why we agreed they wouldn't be getting an invite to our wedding. Why would you blatantly ignore my wishes and let them into the church behind my back in spite of all that? Why did you leave them completely to their own devices while having absolutely no idea what their surprise actually consisted of?
Well, that was...
What was it, Graham? Go on, I'm listening.
It was,
What?
It was,
Pathetic. Look at you, you're not even capable of speaking. Anyone in their right mind would want to divorce you after what you did. I'd have to be nuts to stay married to a jerk like you. You do understand why you're the one who'll be covering all the costs for the wedding, right? Then there's the compensation you'll be paying me. Then there's the fact your 3 friends now have criminal records. I won't let you say you don't understand why any of this happened.
Zara, please, can I have one more chance? I promise I'll never do anything like this again.
Get real. Like hell I'm giving you another chance, you jerk. Goodbye.
Hey, Zara. It's been 5 years. I heard you're getting married again. I know where it's going to be held. I know the time and date, too. It's today. I'm heading out now. I'll be seeing you real soon, babe. Look, it's finally time for me and you to get remarried. I'll prepare for the flame of our passion to be reignited in epic fashion. Yeehaw. Hey, what the hell's going on? But why? To think I went out of my way to dress up nice in my tux and crash your wedding in a dramatic display of romance before sweeping you off your feet and kissing you in front of your jilted fiancé, only to find out that you weren't the bride? Jesus, Zara, you should have seen the look on that dude's face when I sprinted up to the altar and started kissing his wife. Weren't you supposed to be getting married at the Godwinson Hotel today? Hey, answer me.
What is wrong with you?
Ah, Zara, there you are. Where are you right now?
Whether I get married or not has nothing to do with you.
Answer my question. I asked you where you are. Answer me now.
I'm at the Godwinson Hotel in Hawaii. Why?
There's a Godwinson Hotel in Hawaii, too?
Why don't you take a look at their homepage instead of bugging me with asinine questions?
Oh, God damn it. You're in another country. Ah, screw my life. I was sure you were still in Indiana.
To tell you the truth, after what you did to me on our wedding day, just the thought alone of being in the same state as you was terrifying. I quit my job and moved out of state on my own. I'm in Hawaii right now, but I don't live here, and I'm not going to tell you where I do live. I went to a different state and started my life over. I fell in love with a guy I met there, and we just got married.
What? But why? Zara, I still have feelings for you.
I don't believe you for 1 second, Graham. Besides, being told the jerk who made a total laughingstock of me on my wedding day has feelings for me doesn't exactly give me butterflies in my stomach.
But please, babe, I told you I never meant for things to go down that way.
Whether you meant it or not, you still gave a band of notorious wedding crashers full license to do whatever they wanted to me on what should have been the most special day of our lives. You are disgusting. You make me physically sick. You scare me, and I hate you.
No, Zara.
Let me guess. You probably think that by making up with me and us getting back together, you can restore your old reputation after it hit rock bottom when everyone found out what you did to me?
I
don't know whether there's any point in me telling you this, because it should be patently obvious by now, but I don't need you in my life anymore, Graham.
No, wait, please, I'm begging you.
Never contact me again.
No, wait, please, just give me a chance to explain, baby. Baby, please. Okay, I'm in trouble. Big trouble. I just got a message from some dude's lawyer. Apparently, I'm getting a bill for compensation for that wedding I crashed by mistake. You know, the one I mistook for yours. They seem pissed, and I don't think they're gonna go easy on me. Oh, there's no way I can come up with this much money. I'm gonna have to go into more debt at this rate. Please, Zara, I need some money. Can I have some money? My parents disowned me, and I'm all on my own. You're the only person I can turn to. Look, I'm begging you. You have to help me, somehow. Did all those years we spent together count for nothing? Hello? Zara? Are you there? Please respond. Why aren't you reading my messages? Zara?
Back when we divorced 5 years ago, I still felt kinda afraid Graham might do something crazy if I did anything to provoke him. So I decided not to block his number. It turns out I did the right thing. According to one of my friends back in Indiana, Graham crashed the wedding of total strangers by mistake, thinking it was mine, and ended up getting a bill for $30,000 in compensation. Apparently, he quit his job at the company he was at while we were together a while back, and he currently isn't working at all, meaning he has zero income. To make matters worse, I heard he's been borrowing money from a black market loan shark notorious for using violence and intimidation to collect his debts. Rumor has it that a black car with tinted windows was seen pulling up outside Graham's beat-up old apartment in the dead of night before 4 mean-looking bald guys in leather jackets jumped out and bundled him into the boot. I don't know exactly what happened to him after that, but apparently he convinced one of his relatives to help him out with the debt repayments. Last I heard, he's currently being forced to work in conditions close to slavery in a job of questionable legality in a desperate attempt to come up with the money he owes and earn back his freedom.
Hey, Ashley. You're out at the store doing grocery shopping, right?
Yeah, Chris, I am. Is there something you want me to pick up for you?
Nah. I just wanted to check and make sure you weren't at home. That's all I needed to know.
Oh, okay. Well, I just got to the store a little bit ago, so I think I'll probably be here for another hour or so.
An hour? Okay, got it.
Also, your mom said she'd be going to an art museum in the city with a friend, so she'll be gone most of the day too. Is everything all right?
Oh yeah, everything's just peachy.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm gonna get back to shopping then. I'll see you at home.
Take your time.
Chris, what's going on? Who's that woman in the house?
Huh?
I just got back from shopping a minute ago. The door was unlocked, so I thought that you were there, so I just went inside. But some woman I've never met before was sitting in our living room, eating our food and watching our TV. I asked her who she was and what on earth she was doing here, and she said that you had given her a key.
Oh yeah, that's Haley.
Haley? Who's Haley?
My girlfriend. Yeah, she's moving in with us starting today.
What?
Haley's been living with her folks ever since she graduated from college, but lately, she's gotten super lonely being away from me. She's texting me at all hours of the day like, I miss you, I want to kiss you, when are you going to come over? Can I see you tonight? Isn't she adorable? The moving company is coming this weekend to bring over the rest of her stuff. You'll be around to help, won't you?
Chris, back up. She's your girlfriend? Are you telling me that you've been having an affair?
Just so you don't get any weird ideas in your head. Don't even think about being a jerk to Haley. I won't let you treat the woman I love like anything else in royalty, got it?
What the woman you love? I am your wife. Aren't I the woman you love?
I don't think you understand what sort of position you're in, Ashley. I'm the one who pays for everything. The only reason you can stay home playing house is because I make enough for both of us.
That doesn't make it okay to have an affair. I mean, not only have you brought your mistress into our house, now you're telling me she's going to live here? This is absolutely unacceptable. I won't stand for this.
Okay, then leave.
What?
It's my house. What I say goes. I say she stays. Don't like it? Go ahead. See if you can make it on your own without leeching off of my hard-earned paycheck. If you divorce me, you're gonna end up penniless on the streets. The only way for you to avoid becoming homeless is to do exactly as I say.
Chris, I willingly quit my job in order to take care of your dying father. Do you have any idea what kind of a sacrifice that was for me?
Yeah, well, he's dead now, but you're still staying in my house all day and spending all of my money. You think you're sacrificing something? Get over yourself.
When your father died, I told you that I wanted to go back to work. I had done nothing but care for your father for 7 whole years. And do you remember what you said? You laughed in my face and said that no one would hire someone who's done nothing but babysit an old fogey for 7 years. So what gives you the right to talk to me like that?
I don't know. Maybe the fact that every single cent of the money in our bank account comes from my paycheck? So like I said, Haley's gonna live with us from now on. You got a problem with that?
No, Chris. She is welcome to stay.
You're goddamn right she's welcome to stay. Now, let's cover a few more ground rules. In my house, I'm the master and you're the servant. Whatever Haley wants to eat, you make. Whatever she tells you do immediately.
Understood.
Good. Make sure you keep up that obedience, okay? Yo, Ashley. Haley's gonna use your room, so get all of your stuff out of there.
What? She's getting my room? But didn't she sleep with you in your room last night?
Oh, come on. You had to see that massive pile of her stuff sitting in the living room? You had to put it somewhere.
Okay, well then where am I supposed to sleep?
I don't know. What about the garden shed?
The garden shed?
Got any better ideas? No? Then hurry up and start moving her stuff. And when you're done moving your junk out, move all of Haley's stuff in. That room had better be 100% neat and organized by sundown.
Understood.
Yo, Ashley. Haley wants ice cream. Go and get her some and make sure it's the good stuff. None of that cheap store brand garbage. And bring some for me too. We're gonna have a little ice cream party, just the 2 of us.
Understood.
Yo, Ashley. I'm gonna be at work until late tonight. Make sure you take care of everything Haley needs. If you even think about talking back to her, I'll divorce you right there on the spot and kick you to the curb. Don't forget that.
Understood. Ashley, dear, what are you thinking? Are you actually going to put up with this? Oh, hi there, Mom. What's the matter? What's the matter? Isn't it obvious? It's that woman, Haley. You're his wife and he's treating you like trash. Why are you going along with this? I remember back when you were first married, you were so much stronger than this. You even stood up to me, your mother-in-law. What happened to you? Yeah, to be honest, you were a pretty worthy opponent. I'm only as strong as I am because of you, Mom. Sweetheart, strength in this situation doesn't mean putting up with it. It means putting your foot down. That awful, awful woman, she even treats me like some sort of subordinate lackey. I, for one, have had more than I can stand. I've made my decision. I'm writing that boy out of my will and will be moving away from the city. You are? It's been long enough since Chris's father passed away. I did my best as a mother and as my late husband's wife to try and turn Chris around, but no more. I know Chris's father would understand. He must be turning over in his grave right now. Mom, I'm sorry. You don't need to be sorry for anything. If I can make one final request, don't tell Chris about this. I don't see him as my son any longer. I see. Okay, Mom, if that's what you want, then I won't tell him. Wait just a minute, though. I actually have something I need to tell you, too. The truth is, I've actually been aware of Chris's affair for quite some time now. You were? Really? Yes, but the unfortunate reality was that as a housewife without income of my own, I really didn't have any choice but to bear with it for the time being. I know it won't be easy to find a job that pays enough for me to support myself with. And while I do have some savings from back when I was single, depending on how long the divorce proceedings drag out, I might just end up burning through all of it, and that's something I want to avoid. So I decided that I would hold my head high and stay with him just long enough for me to get some hard evidence of his affair, and then divorce him. So, are you finally going to make your move? Yep. I never in my wildest dreams thought he'd bring all the evidence I could possibly need right to me like this. He thinks I got the upper hand, but I have him right where I want him.
Yo, Ashley. I haven't heard from my mom in a couple days. Have you heard anything?
Your mom? I think she had said something about going on a little trip with a friend. Maybe they decided to extend their trip for a few days?
Why didn't you ask her how long she'd be away? God, you're useless.
You know better than anyone that your mom and I have never had a really great relationship. Do you think she would give me a full itinerary of her trip and contact information for their hotel or something?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Whatever. Ashley, what the hell are these divorce papers? Who do you think you are divorcing me? I'm your meal ticket.
Oh, you don't need to worry about me. I just got offered a job yesterday that offers free employee housing.
What?
And I've already moved in. I took all my stuff out of the house last night.
Is this some kind of joke?
Nope. I was talking to a friend from college about my current situation, and she told me she had a family member who she thought could help me. I have to admit it does make me a little bit nervous that I'll be working for the first time in 7 years, but I have no choice but to keep moving forward. After all, anything is better than staying here with you and your mistress. So, Chris, it gives me great pleasure to say that I'm divorcing you. Man, it feels so great to type that just now. I feel like this massive weight has been taken off of my shoulders.
Ashley, you... Whatever. Do what you want. I don't care. As soon as you're out of the picture, I can just get married to Haley, my true love. And since my nagging mother up and moved out of town or something, now Haley and I will be totally free to make the most out of our newlywed lifestyle. You know, this is actually the best possible thing that could have happened to me.
Is that so?
You and Ashley, let's get divorced. Today if possible. And right after we get that taken care of, Haley and I are gonna go get married at the courthouse. Ashley, you gotta help me, please. I can't believe this. This can't be happening to me.
I'm racking my brain to think of a reason the first person you'd text in a crisis is your ex-wife.
The divorce is off. You and I are gonna get married again.
What?
It's Haley. She's totally useless as a homemaker. She can't cook, she can't clean, she can't do anything.
Wow, really?
And that's not all. She's got 2 kids. She never said anything about them.
Yikes, that's crazy.
She brought them to the house last night without any notice. She just dropped them on the doorstep like, it's cool if my kids live here too, right? They were carrying boxes of their stuff with them and everything. She even already enrolled them in the local elementary school.
Jeez.
And let me tell you about these kids. They are the worst little brats I've ever seen. They're making a mess of every room in the house. They've only been here for a week, but they've already turned my house into a pigsty. They're leaving dirty footprints on the carpet, leaving milk dumped out on the kitchen floor.
You poor, poor thing.
I know. I don't deserve this. There's only one thing for me to do now. I need you to come back. You were always an immaculate homemaker. So what do you say, Ashley? We can start over. It'll be like we're newlyweds again. When do you think you can get back here? Maybe by this weekend? You can come back anytime you like, though. Just let me know.
Goodbye, Chris.
Ashley? Ashley! Why the hell are you suing? Why the hell are you suing me? Are you suing Haley too? What's going on here? Your lawyer just stopped by the house. You hired a lawyer? I'm already dealing with cleaning up the shoulder-high pile of garbage those brats have left in the kitchen, and now I have this to deal with? You're absolutely heartless, Ashley. You already divorced me. You can stop trying to ruin my life anytime now. Hey, are you there? Ashley, I know you're there. Answer me.
I thought everyone knew that you could be sued for having an affair that broke up a marriage, but apparently between doing all the housework that his spoiled, rotten mistress refuses to do and trying to keep the 2 kids she never told him about from destroying his house, I guess it must have slipped his mind. As soon as reality sunk in that he wasn't going to be able to rely on me for help, you know what he did next? He tracked down his mother's new address and graciously announced that he would allow her to move in with them. His mother then made the official announcement to him for the first time that she was disowning him as her son, and had already written him out of her will. It must have been quite a sad and lonely drive back home. Meanwhile, our lawyers reached an agreement on a hefty settlement that both Chris and Haley paid in a lump sum. With all the legal and financial stress, the house continued to become more and more like one of those hoarder houses you see on TV. His company finally had enough of him showing up to work every day in a suit that smelled like he used it to clean toilets, so they encouraged him to resign. So I'd say it's only a matter of time before they actually do get featured on a hoarder show.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Harriet, what's going on? I heard that you and my son won't be coming to our house for Christmas this year. Is that true?
Oh, good evening, Dad. Well, yes, it's true. Curtis and I talked about it for a while, and we decided that we would spend Christmas at home this year instead of going over to your place.
I don't believe this. Why would you go and do a thing like that?
Well, haven't you seen the weather reports? We're supposed to get a once-in-a-decade blizzard on Christmas Eve. A lot of the stores around here are already announcing that they're not going to be open for either the 24th or the 25th out of fear for their employees' safety. It's pretty serious. We just feel like we'd rather not take the risk and go visit you guys on another day instead.
I cannot believe what I'm hearing. You think you're worthy of marrying into our family with an attitude like that? I should have known this is what you would be like when you refused to build a duplex with us before you and Curtis got married. Not only that, you had the nerve to continue working after your wedding when you should have quit in order to take care of my son's home for him and give me grandchildren. I am so disappointed in you as a daughter-in-law, Harriet. I don't know what that fool son of mine saw in you. Now you're telling me that you're not going to come to my house on Christmas because of a little bit of snow? It's not like you've never seen the stuff before.
Dad? Have you really not noticed how much it bothers Curtis when you say things like that to me? I'm sure he's talked to you about it before and told you to back off.
Excuse me?
And for the record, it wasn't me who first came up with the idea to spend Christmas at home this year. It was Curtis.
That's not true.
Also, Curtis was the one who first came out against your proposal of building a duplex together, not me. And once again, it was Curtis who encouraged me to keep working at my same job after getting married. He's been very supportive of me and my career aspirations.
What a load of nonsense!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm actually out of town on business at the moment, so I'll be taking my leave.
What? Your company sends the women on business trips? Don't they know you have more important things to be doing at home?
Well, Curtis and I both share housework duties, and I'm the person in charge of this region, so...
This conversation isn't over. We still have a lot of things to discuss, Harriet.
I have to get up early tomorrow morning, so I'm going to bed now.
Harriet! It's precisely this bratty, rebellious attitude of yours that made me oppose you marrying my son in the first place. I always told Curtis that he made an unbelievable mistake in marrying you instead of Charity. They've known each other since they were kids. They understand each other. They grew up in the same town, share the same culture. They're the perfect match. What was that imbecile thinking, choosing you over her? My only wish is that there was some way for me to get him to divorce you. How I'd love to be able to look Charity in the face and call her my daughter-in-law.
Mr. Wainwright, are you there? It's an emergency.
Oh, if it isn't my darling little Charity. Are you trying to get in touch with Curtis? At this time of day, I'm pretty sure he's at work. Can I give him a message for you?
No, this is about Curtis. He's been taken to the hospital.
What? What in the world happened to him? The hospital?
Curtis and I were going to meet up for lunch today. I was at the cafe waiting for them to arrive, and I saw Curtis across the street coming toward me, right? When all of a sudden a car drove straight through a red light and ran right into Curtis.
Oh no, that's terrible.
It looks like more than one person was injured in the crash because 2 ambulances arrived on the scene a short while later. I was on the scene, so I volunteered to go to the hospital together in the ambulance Curtis was loaded into.
What hospital were you taken to, Charity?
It's Western General Hospital, the one on North Franklin Drive. Please, Mr. Wainwright, hurry over here as fast as you can.
Got it. I'll tell my wife we'll be there soon. Harriet, what do you think you're doing? Exactly when are you planning on coming to see Curtis at the hospital? In all the time he's been here, you haven't come by to see him one single solitary time. Have you no shame? Don't you feel any responsibility to be here with him? Let me state this as simply as possible. Your husband is in the hospital, Harriet, and you, his wife, have not come by to see him a single time. Are you insane? Not only haven't you come by, you haven't even tried to contact him. He could have died for all you know. Oh, but not to worry. While you've been shirking your responsibilities as the wife of my son, Charity, a superior woman to you in every way imaginable, has been coming down here almost every day to visit him and check up on his condition. Every day that goes by, you make me more and more convinced that I'm right. Charity would make a far better wife for Curtis than you ever could. Hello there, Charity. I'm terribly sorry to have shouldered you with the burden of looking after Curtis for us. The restaurant we run is very small. There's only my wife, myself, and a few part-time staffers. If we're not there to handle things, then we'd have to shut it down, and we obviously can't do that. If our restaurant were a bit closer, then we'd at least be able to stop by from time to time, but unfortunately we're on the opposite side of town.
It's fine, Mr. Wainwright. Don't worry about it. After all, I'd do anything to be able to spend more time with Curtis. This is like a dream come true.
I'm glad to hear that. You know, Charity, you really are one fine young woman. Generous, caring, self-sacrificing. Nothing at all like that heartless, soulless, worthless Harriet.
Speaking of Harriet, do you know what's going on with her? As far as I can tell, she hasn't even come by the hospital once to see him.
I thought that was the case. I can't even get in touch with her. She won't answer texts or calls. Her parents have already passed away, and I don't know the contact information of any of her other family members, so the only thing I can do is wait for her to respond. There's no other way for us to figure out exactly what the hell she's doing. But since she's his wife, I assume she's his emergency contact, so there's no way she doesn't know about his accident. Seriously, what is wrong with that girl?
You know what I think? I think she's using this as an opportunity to do what she's always wanted to do, but couldn't because Curtis was around. You know what I mean?
What?
Curtis is so ridiculously trusting of her. No matter how many times I try to tell him about her, he's just like, no way, Harriet's not like that. She would never do that to me. It's pathetic. I mean, think about it. Not only has Harriet not been over here, but she hasn't even gone back to their house yet all this time.
Wait, really? You're sure? Wow, I should have expected that was the case, but to hear that it's actually true is too sad to bear.
Don't you think it's time we made our move and got them to divorce? I mean, it pains me so much to see Curtis pining after such an unfaithful wife.
Yes, Charity, you're exactly right. The time has come. It's time that my son got the wife he deserves. You! Hello, Harriet. I'm writing to let you know that I've talked it over with my wife, and we've decided that you do not deserve to be married to our son. Not only have you not come to the hospital for the entire time he's been hospitalized, you're off doing who knows what in who knows where, and haven't even been back to your house. Furthermore, you have yet to respond to or even read a single one of my messages. As such, we have determined that the only way forward is for you to leave. You're going to divorce my son as soon as possible.
Hello to you too, Dad. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get back to you.
There you are. I suppose once I brought the D word into the picture, you realized I meant business. But you're too late, Harriet. There's no changing my mind now. My decision is final.
Let's back up a bit, shall we? First order of business. I've been staying in the exact same hospital as Curtis this entire time.
What? Wait just one moment. What do you mean you've been staying at the hospital? As in you've been renting a room nearby?
No, I mean I've been hospitalized. I was the other person injured in the crash involving Curtis. And the driver who ran a stoplight.
You were?
It looks like you're under a massive misunderstanding, so allow me to explain things from the beginning in the simplest terms possible. First, I was in the intensive care unit for the first few days of my time in the hospital. I've been cleared to leave the ICU and am now in a regular room, so I was finally able to get my phone repaired recently, which was heavily damaged in the crash. It just came back to me yesterday, but I suffered some serious injuries to my hands, so I haven't been able to type by myself. The messages that are being sent to you right now are being written by a friend of mine who came to see me today, as that's the only way I would be able to reply to you.
But that doesn't make any sense. If you've been here this whole time, why hasn't Curtis said anything about it? He's had ample opportunity.
Yes, well, there's a very, very good reason for that. Charity, who's been clinging on to Curtis like a fly in molasses since the time we were dating and sees me as her mortal enemy, has been in the room with him every day and practically never leaves his side.
What? Charity?
It also seems as though she's invited herself to stay at our home while she's here. If she knew that I was here at the same hospital, there is no telling what she might try to do to me in my current state. So he thought it would be best for me to just keep quiet about it. I asked the doctors to transfer me to a different hospital to avoid this problem, but they said there was no way they would be able to safely transfer me in my condition. So we went with Plan B. I asked the doctors to instead transfer me to a private room within the hospital and leave a standing order to refuse visitors without express permission from me.
That's...
By the way, the only reason I'm able to reveal this all to you right now is because Charity's parents have also arrived and they're keeping tabs on her for me.
What? Her parents?
I understand that Charity, when Charity told you about the accident, she told you that another driver ran a red light and struck Curtis as he was walking, is that right? But that's not what really happened. No, the truth is that while Curtis was waiting for the pedestrian stoplight to turn green, he was pushed from behind into the road, and that's when he was hit by that car. So the car wasn't at fault at all, it was the person who pushed him.
What? You mean someone was essentially trying to murder Curtis? Who was it? Who's responsible for this? I'll see to it personally that they're brought to justice.
It was Charity.
Charity?
In her defense, it seems that she was just so happy to see Curtis that she started sprinting towards him, and when she wasn't able to hit the brakes, she rammed right into him. Charity's on the small side, but an adult running at that rate of speed was enough to push Curtis off balance, so he fell face first into the road.
That's unbelievable!
There's more. I was actually with Curtis at the time of the accident.
Oh?
And because we were holding hands when Charity pushed him, I got pulled into the road right alongside him. I don't think what happens next needs any explanation, so I'll just skip that part.
Yes, I think I get the picture.
As for what happens next, I'll have to talk with Curtis about the details, but we're planning to file a police report.
A police report? You mean you're pressing charges?
We've been contacted by multiple witnesses who were there the day of the accident, so there's really no escaping this for Charity. She's the one responsible for what happened to us.
I see.
That's all the time I have to speak to you today.
What? What's going on?
Nothing, it's just that the friend who's typing these messages for me has to go to work tomorrow morning, so she's going home now. My intention was only to clear up any misconceptions you may have had about what really happened. We can discuss the more minor details at a later time, so we'll have to continue this conversation another day. Good night.
Charity, I just spoke to Harriet. She told me about what really happened. If your parents are taking charge of you, I suppose you won't be able to respond to any of my messages. I can't believe it. It wasn't a car running a red light. You just rammed into Curtis so hard that he fell right into the road. I had such a hard time believing it that I talked to your parents directly, and they confirmed that everything Harriet said was true. And to think I was trying to get Curtis to marry you. I had no idea you were such a psychopath. Oh, my dear God in heaven, this is absolutely terrible. Harriet, what's the meaning of this? Curtis said he's going to legally change his last name to yours? He even sent us a letter declaring that he no longer wants to have anything to do with us. He's disowning us as his parents. Please, Harriet, I'm begging you, you've got to talk to him. Do something about this. Talk some sense into him. Please, Harriet, Curtis is my only son. I was planning on having him take over the family business, but now he's disowning me? What am I going to do? Look, I'll accept your marriage to my son. I'll accept you as my daughter-in-law. I'll accept you as part of the family. I'll even allow you to keep working, and you can go out of town on business as much as you'd like. Oh, and I'll also compromise and have you and Curtis do an 80-20 split on the housework. So please, you need to convince Curtis not to disown us and get him to reconsider changing his last name. He can't just get rid of his last name. That's my family name. When she read the letter, my wife was so shocked that she fell down and threw out her back. Harriet, answer me, please. I'm begging you. Give my son back to me, Harriet.
Soon after Charity's parents took custody of her, the friend who had been coming to the hospital to check on me stopped by our house to see what state she had left it in. I was not entirely surprised to hear that every single thing that had anything to do with me had been damaged or destroyed entirely. There was more than enough for my friend to realize that we would no longer be safe in our own home, cleaned up the mess, and removed all of our valuables to a safe location. Additionally, she's also arranging for an apartment to live in temporarily until we can find a new house. Now, since Charity obviously has no money of her own, her parents ended up footing the bill for all the money she owed us to repair the damage she caused, as well as moving expenses. As I told my father-in-law, we also submitted a police report and are pressing charges against her for breaking and entering, property damage, assault, and a litany of other crimes. We won't be settling out of court with her under any circumstances. We're seeing to it that she's put away for a very, very long time. A few months after that, Curtis and I were finally released from the hospital. The same friend who helped us find a new apartment also assisted us in restarting our lives in a new location, including helping us secure jobs similar to what we were doing before at her company. Faced with the unmoving determination of his son to abandon the family business, his father made the heartbreaking decision to simply close down the restaurant that he had worked all his life to build into a successful venture. As for us, however, we finally found peace in our new lives away from all the deeply troubled people in our past.
William, we have a huge problem right now. I need you to answer me.
Huh? What do you want from me, Catherine? I'm about to become rich really soon here. So leave me alone and get back to doing whatever the heck it is you do with your life now.
This is not the time for you to be at the casino, William. Something very serious has happened.
Jeez, you're at it again trying to act like my mother. You were my dad's second choice, you know that?
And your dad just got into a serious car accident and had to be taken away in an ambulance because his injuries were that serious.
Huh?
I just got a call saying he's on his way to a hospital, so you need to hurry up and get over there as well.
Sure, I guess.
Excuse me, William. Are you back out gambling at that casino again?
I sure am, and?
Today is your dad's memorial, and tomorrow he's going to be buried at the cemetery. You should already be aware of that, right?
I know already. Jeez, I plan to be there at 6 p.m. when the memorial begins.
But I want you here right now so that you can help me with some of the preparations.
I'm sure you do. This is your last chance to do anything wife-like for my dad, and after this we won't need you anymore. I'll make sure to do away with you and finally have the peace and quiet I've been wishing for.
You're in the same shoes as me, though. This is your last chance to be like a son to your dad. So don't you want to be here right now to make some of your last memories you'll ever have with him?
Honestly, second wives like you are also freaking unbearable. Ooh, I just hit a jackpot.
William!
I want to talk about my inheritance.
What?
I want to talk about the inheritance I'm getting from my dad. You're going to help me get every penny that man left behind for me, right?
Listen here, William. That is not the kind of thing you should be asking about right now when his funeral only just happened today.
But considering the fact that you're my dad's second wife, I'm sure you're going to try and lay your hands on all of his money, and I have to make sure something like that never happens.
Jesus Christ, you child. I plan to talk with the lawyer in a couple of weeks about the money and assets your dad has left behind in his death.
Huh? You telling me a lawyer is going to be around to deal with what he left behind?
Just in case we need any help. Your dad didn't leave behind a very large will or anything, but it would be nice to have some legal help in this, since I'm his second wife, and we also have you to consider when it comes to what goes to who. Now, would you just forget about his money for the time being and focus on respecting your dad for the man he was?
What a pain in the ass.
Another thing. All of your dad's family is going to be coming over to the house right now to stay for a bit, since a lot of them came all the way out here from different parts of the U.S.
What? Why?
Because you haven't bothered to do anything in order to help out with getting all your dad's things in order, so I'm having them stay at the house in order to help me instead.
Catherine? It's been a couple of weeks now, so can we talk about the money yet?
So this is about the inheritance your dad has left behind?
Well, what else would I be talking about? I've become tired of waiting for some lawyer to get all that work done that you got them involved for, so I'm going to give you a piece of my mind and put an end to all of this waiting around.
I guess I'll have to ask. What exactly do you have to say?
You, being my dad's second wife, makes you a stranger. And as a stranger, I don't want anything to do with you. So that means I'm cutting ties to you now, which now means all of that money and crap that my dad's left behind will become mine now.
What? Do you have any idea what it means to be a legal inheritor of someone's things?
You're talking about someone who's legally obligated to someone else's things after they've died, right? Yeah, I already looked into all of that.
I see. Then, when it comes to what you've just told me, even though you are aware of the fact that I'm the legal inheritor of your dad's things, having been his wife, you're going to tell me to leave it all so that you can have it?
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure that you only married my dad to get all of his money in the first place, right? But had you not gotten in the way and married my dad after he got rid of his first wife, all of that money would be coming to me. In other words, all of that money and crap that he had was mine, and that means I'm legally allowed to get it from you.
I guess I can explain all of this to you instead of letting the lawyer do it.
What are you talking about? I'm not going to listen to any more of your excuses.
I'm sure you're not going to, and I understand that. Then please allow me to say this one last thing to you before I go. Did you know that when I got married to your dad, he and I got ourselves a lawyer who made it so that I would not be given access to any of his money and assets after he passed?
Wait, are you serious?
I know that neither of us had said anything to you about it this whole time. But I happen to have a company of my own right now, so I have no need for any of your dad's things.
Well, what the heck? Then there was no reason for you to get a dang lawyer involved, now was there? It's already been decided that everything will be going to me, so all I have to do is go and get what's mine.
But William, do you not know anything about this yet?
About what?
Your dad and his previous wife had a daughter together before they separated.
What?
She had her just before you, which means that she's around the same age. 28 years old now, if I'm remembering your age correctly. He and his daughter kind of stopped talking to one another long ago because of reasons, but that didn't stop her from being his daughter, and that did not erase her from the will he wrote regarding what he left behind.
Huh?
By the way, during the funeral, she was there, and she even went up to say one last goodbye to your dad while he was in the casket. I'm sure she was even sitting with all your dad's family there.
Hold on a sec. You're telling me that my dad and my mom both had another girl before she left, and that's who that girl is?
That's right. However, your mom took custody of her in the divorce and left you to your dad, and that's why you never really heard anything about her. And I think that was what both your mom and dad wanted to happen. Now, the reason why I asked you to get a lawyer involved in all of this lies with what I just told you. I was worried that she would be coming back to look for her money from her dad, and that would lead to some confrontations with you, and so I wanted a professional around to help straighten things up. The thing is, though, I didn't think the only person who would be causing so much trouble would be the young man I'm talking to right now. That lawyer will want to talk to you in 3 days, so when he's around, please listen to everything he has to say about what's been left behind and what is yours.
I am not going to let this happen. Why am I not allowed to get any of my dad's money? I'm my freaking dad's son, am I not? At the very least, shouldn't I be splitting whatever my dad left behind with that daughter he had with my mom? My sister, I guess? Why the hell is it only her getting all of my dad's things now?
And perhaps that has to do with the fact that she actually cared about her dad and became an outstanding daughter for him?
Huh? I'm the outstanding child.
I'm sure you're not fully understanding everything from the past, but the woman your dad had his daughter with was not your mom, but another woman he married before your mom. But she left him right as she had his daughter, and not too long after he married your mom. But you were already born by the time he married her, so you were just her son that she brought along into his life. I know this will come as a shocker to you in some ways, but you're not your dad's real child. You should kind of already be aware of that, though, right? Your mom wasn't even your dad's first choice, and he got married to her while she dragged you into his life because he needed someone to comfort him. Then, after a while had passed and you had turned 20, your mom left this world and both your dad and you, right? Your dad was again single, and the loneliness made him turn to me a few years after her death. And that's why I've been his wife and your mom for the past 5 years. That's the whole story I had been told by the lawyer. Does all of that sound correct to you?
That's all spot on, but I know all of that, but I know that my dad chose to marry my mom after his first wife left him. Which means he should be totally fine with me getting all of his inheritance as his son, right?
What?
What?
William, your dad never legally adopted you as his own son, right?
What? I guess not. I remember hearing things about how he never wanted to have custody of me as his child and wanted my mom to always care for me. Something like that. But what does that have to do with anything? As far as I'm aware, it means nothing now.
Do you think that just because your mom married him, you would be getting all of your dad's inheritance after he passed away?
Huh?
This is something else that the lawyer explained to me. When you went and first talked with him about the inheritance and who would be getting it, you were so shocked by what he said that you didn't even bother to listen to the second half of the explanation. Is that true?
I guess he's right. After he told me I wasn't getting a penny, I don't remember anything. It's all just really vague now.
To put all of what the lawyer said into simple terms, because your dad did not legally adopt you as his son, that means you don't get access to any of his money.
Are you freaking kidding me?
So give up on it now. I'm sure you don't want to accept any of this, but you can't continue acting like a spoiled child at your age.
But if I don't get that money, I'll be screwed.
And how would you be screwed if you didn't get his money?
I'm in debt.
Really?
Thinking that I'd be getting all of my dad's money, I started to have a field day at the casino, betting on all kinds of games and playing all kinds of machines. I borrowed a lot of money to do so, but everything I bet on and all the machines that I played, I lost. I have to do something about all of this debt before the end of the month, or else I'm gonna be royally screwed.
Seriously?
The end of the month is really soon.
What the hell have you done, William?
But come on!
I'm going to find myself a temporary place until I can calm down, and I'm having all of my things moved into there.
What?
I'm afraid you will try and take my money soon in order to pay off your debts, so I need to get away from you.
Wait a second. What about the house and food?
Not my problem anymore.
Listen here, Catherine. After taking some time to think this all through, things are a lot more simple than I had first thought. All I have to do now is have you adopt me as your child and be taken care of by you.
What the hell?
Catherine, you run your own company now, right? In other words, that means you have plenty of money just sitting around waiting to be used. Also, you don't happen to have any children yet, right? So that means as long as I become your adopted son, I can get access to your inheritance when you're gone, which would mean I can pay off all this debt.
Hey, William, you do understand that I'm only in my early 40s right now, right?
What? I know that, sure.
And you do understand how to get access to someone's inheritance, right? So far, I haven't had any issues with any sort of illness that would reduce my time on this earth any, so you'll be waiting quite a while for any money to be coming from me. The thing is, though, I'm not willing to give you any of my things anyway after I die. Are you really that desperate now that you're trying to act like I'm going to die soon and that you can get my money?
Huh? Oh, no, wait, that's not what I meant by that.
Well, whatever you say about those comments, I've already gone and made up my mind on who gets my money. And that is going to be my niece, who will not only be getting all my money when I pass away, but also my company and all of its assets. So no matter what you try and do from here on out, you're not going to get your hands on any of my stuff.
No way. Catherine, I just got an idea.
And what could it be this time?
That niece of yours that you were talking about yesterday. Introduce her to me.
Huh?
I'm gonna get married to your niece now. Making her my wife would mean that she'd have to help me pay off my debt. And as for this first part of the debt that has to be paid off here soon, I'll just use her savings in order to do so. Oh, thank God. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to come up with a solid plan in time. With this, I'll finally be able to get past this bump in the road and be safe. And on top of that, I'll be able to become the husband of a future company owner. I'll be frickin' rich. My life is gonna be so easy. I've finally done it.
My niece is married, William.
What?
And she already had 2 kids with her husband.
She seriously has kids as well?
William, would you cut that crap out right now and pull your own pants up for once?
What?
Every single day, day after day, all you ever do is gamble. Slot machines, roulette tables, poker games, horse racing. Us normal people call adults like you gambling addicts. I'm sure you made it this far with that addiction of yours by having all your dad's money at your disposal, but you cannot do that anymore and have to start taking responsibility for yourself. Get a dang job now, please. And if you're wanting to say that you don't want to work or that you don't like working, then prepare yourself for a life of even greater struggles.
You're asking me to work now?
I'm sure no self-respecting company would want to hire you, but I can introduce you to some good manual labor jobs that wouldn't mind the extra meat.
What?
Actually, I don't need an answer from you because I'm going to make you work for them. That house you're in now that you've lived in with your dad and I will be gone at the end of the month.
What? You're getting rid of it?
I'm sure you were aware of this, but your dad was renting that large house this whole time. I could take the place for myself and start paying rent on it for you and I, but I don't find living with you a very good joke anymore, and that's why I'm gone. I've actually taken additional steps in order to stay away from you by changing my last name back to that of my parents' last name, and will be heading home to them soon. Since I'm no longer in that house anymore, there's no way for you to pay the rent, right? Which is why that place will be gone at the end of this month.
Are you kidding me? Catherine, this place that you introduced me to work at, I didn't think you'd be putting me into a freaking internment camp. This all-black van just pulled up to the house and 4 men have all just jumped out of it.
Ah, so you know about where they'll be taking you then?
One of my friends was taken away by guys like those 10 years ago, and ever since that happened, I never heard from him again.
I've heard that after having one's life turned around and made into a dependable adult, they no longer want to get in touch with the bad influences they'd hung out with before. So I'm sure that your friend from 10 years ago is now working a proper job and making a decent living that he doesn't want you ruining.
For crying out loud, Catherine!
You'll be fine. They're not going to take you to some internment camp where you'll have to live the rest of your life working for them until you die. I just happen to know a company that does really well with hiring undisciplined men like you and turning them into decent members of this society through long days of hard manual labor at a stone quarry.
How the hell is 4 men hopping out of a blacked-out van not something that's gonna kill me? Catherine! Hey, I'm in seriously bad trouble now here. I didn't think that having to work all the way out in the middle of nowhere could be this bad, but it is. I've already tried calling you 100 times now. Come on! Help me, please! Ah!
On the day that the all-blacked-out van pulled up to get William, he was only just getting out of bed, and so when he noticed the van and made a run for it, he only had his boxers on. The only issue for him was he weighed close to 300 pounds due to never being active and always eating junk food, so he only made it close to 30 feet from the house before collapsing. And as he flipped over to see who was coming, the largest of the four men, who was muscle from head to toe, lifted him off the ground and threw him into the back of their van, all while William screamed like a little girl. He was forced to start working in the quarry the moment he was dropped off there, but they forgot to take away his phone, and that's what led to him spam calling me all night long. And during the following day, when he was still trying to get in touch with me, his boss saw the phone and became furious with rage. As a sort of a side note to all of this, William got himself into $35,000 worth of debt from gambling. I suppose as long as William is able to continue working for that quarry without dying of a heart attack or stroke, he'll be able to pay everything off. As for myself, I've begun to calm down little by little, but with the thoughts of my late husband still running through my mind, I've felt lonely. But it's only been a few weeks now since his death, so give it a few more days, and I'm sure I'll be ready to get back to my life as a CEO, living it for the both of us. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Oh my God, Martin, do my eyes deceive me? Or did I just walk by you a second ago? I thought I had a stalker on my hands.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was you that I saw.
Wait, you're not really stalking me, are you?
But considering that 7 whole years have passed since you broke up with me in one of the worst ways imaginable, no, Una. I would sooner go out of my way to avoid you, rather than follow you around.
Okay, so then tell me what you're doing in the same luxury hotel that I'm staying in. This is the last place I ever thought I'd bump into my broke loser ex-boyfriend. I bet this place costs more a night than you make in a year. Is that what you did? Did you save up all your money for the last 7 years just to blow it all on a 1 in a million chance to run into me here? I wouldn't put that past you. Poor people have done dumber things with their money.
I see you're still under the impression I'm a broke loser.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are a broke loser, so...
Listen, Una, I told you all this at the time, but let's refresh your memory. The reason I quit my job at the company I'd been with since graduating was because I wanted to get my own company up and running.
Yeah, I totally remember that. What's your point? Let me guess, you thought you were finally ready to make the big launch, but then realized you were way in over your head and fell further and further into soul-crushing debt. Am I right? Don't tell me you already declared bankruptcy. I tried searching online for your company's name a while back, and you know what came up? 0 hits. And that's what you are, a zero, a broke loser, like I said.
I'm not really sure what you're talking about. My company is the top result when you search for the name.
Oh, right. Sure. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I definitely did search for your stupid company's name, and it definitely returned 0 results. So unfortunately, I see through your pathetic lie.
And like I said, every single search engine I know of returns my company's homepage as the top result when you search for the name. What site are you using anyway? Are you sure you're spelling it right?
But enough about you. Let's talk about me. Guess what? Last month, I got married to a super rich, high-powered businessman. We're going to have a ceremony in my husband's hometown, and we came out here to do some planning with his parents. And we thought that since we were coming all the way out here, we might as well stay at the biggest, most luxurious, most expensive hotel in the city. It feels so great to be treated like the princess I am. He's totally different from a certain broke loser ex-boyfriend of mine. I won't name names, though.
What a day. I get called out here by a client for a meeting, and no sooner do I get to the hotel than I run into my legendarily narcissistic, veritable comic book villain of an ex-girlfriend in the lobby. I just can't catch a break.
I knew it. You're not staying on your own dime. You could never afford a place like this.
The CEO of a firm that's one of my biggest clients invited me to come out here for a private gathering. We work together a lot, so we've kind of developed a relationship in our off time as well.
Uh-huh, a CEO, you say? Sure. I bet it's some failure running a bankrupt company that's just trying to save face by putting you up in a sweet hotel. Careful about ordering too much room service. You might just spend the company's last dime. Losers always stick together, don't they?
And here we go again.
What's the matter? Did I strike a nerve?
Everything I say, no matter what I say, you always find some way to twist it into an insult. Well, I'll give you credit for creativity, though. But just like 7 years ago, your insults are so hilariously far off the mark that I can't even bring myself to get angry at you. It's just kind of boring and sad.
I don't want to hear anything about boring or sad from the likes of you.
In any case, you're a married woman now. If you get caught talking with your ex-boyfriend, your husband might think something untoward about you. Or worse, about me.
Oh, there it is. That's what you were going for. You're hoping my husband comes by and sees us together. You're going for the cross-court three-pointer, huh? Make my husband jealous and angry at me, get us to break up, and then you swoop in like a knight in shining armor to pick me up from my sadness. God, you're lame.
Boy, you wasted no time in proving me right. Once again. 10 out of 10 for creativity. Bravo.
Using sarcasm to hide your depression? Lame!
For the record, I have a girlfriend, and I'm thinking about proposing to her soon.
What?
I don't know what your schedule looks like from here on out, but in the event that you're going to be staying here for a while longer, do me a favor, and if we ever happen to cross paths again, let's just pretend we've never met before. I mean, God, I wish I'd never met you.
You're not fooling anyone, loser. You know you still want me.
I'd rather get, I don't know, AIDS, cancer, and Ebola at the same time than get back together with you.
Again, not fooling anyone.
Enjoy your delusions, Una. I hope you have a nice stay here. Bye. Hey there, Martin. You alright? Huh? Oh, Isaac, it's you. What's up? Nothing serious. There's just something odd that happened downstairs a minute ago. I'd gone down to the lobby to take care of some business, and I'd stopped by the executive lounge to grab a drink before heading back to my room. And while I was there was this woman talking in a bizarrely loud voice. The guy who looked like he was probably her husband. She said she ran into a boyfriend from 7 years ago in the lobby, and when she started talking about where she first met that guy and everything, well, I was pretty sure that she was talking about you. Uh-oh. I thought, I don't know, maybe something bad had gone down with you, so I thought I'd text you. Make sure you're okay. Let me guess. Did this woman use the phrase broke loser a lot? Yeah, like every other sentence. It was kind of weird. I mean, all the other stuff like the university and time frame fits you to a T, but you're not a loser, and you're definitely not broke. That woman has an ability to get lost in her delusions like no one else I've ever met. In fact, the reason we broke up 7 years ago was precisely that. She couldn't get over her own delusions. She even just texted me, just now, to take the opportunity to call me a broke loser 4 times in as many minutes. Wait, you mean your old girlfriend still has your phone number? You didn't block her number? Well, we got a lot of common friends, so it's actually pretty hard for me to completely get rid of her. As for not blocking her, I don't know. I just felt like it would be safer for me to be able to keep tabs on what she's up to. Wow, well that's fantastically bad luck for you, man. And there's one more thing I wanted to ask. This ex-girlfriend of yours, do you know who her husband is? No, I don't. As a matter of fact, the first time I heard she was married, when she texted me to lord the fact over me just now, she said that she married a super rich, high-powered businessman, so I figured he must be some kind of big shot. Huh. Okay. Why'd you ask? You got a good look at his face. Anyone you know? Yeah, actually. It's probably been about 3 years or so since I've seen him, but I've definitely met him before. It's just, well, she said he was a high-powered businessman. Yeah. Gosh, shoot, I just saw the time. Look, we're about to be late for the reservation at the hotel diner. Oh, no, we better get going then. We'll continue this conversation over dinner, okay? Sure, sounds fine. I'm on my way.
Hey there, Martin. What you up to right now?
I'm up to anything that prevents me from speaking to you right now.
Let me guess, you don't have enough money to pay for your room, so you're working it off in the kitchen? That's what you get for quitting a stable, high-paying job to start some stupid company on your own. I'd say you're making no more than $20,000 a year right now. Am I right? Who am I kidding? Of course I'm right. What kind of loser makes just 20 grand a year? That's not even poverty wages. That's like third world peasant wages.
For the love of God, Una, could you possibly go one day without dragging me into some psychotic fantasy you have?
Maybe I can get my husband to give you a job cleaning toilets at his office.
Well, speaking of your husband, the CEO I told you about who invited me out here is named Isaac Treywell. You ever heard of him? He tells me he is actually familiar with your husband.
Really? Is he the CEO of the company that cleans my husband's office? I'm gonna have to get my husband to change custodian companies. What kind of third-rate businessman doesn't come up and say hello to the people who pay his salary?
No, that's not how they know each other. Actually, back before your husband went independent, he used to work at Isaac's company.
What? Wait a minute, my husband's old company? But that company was one of the biggest in town. Not just in town, in the whole state. You know the CEO of that company?
I told you he was a client. I also heard that your husband is moving back to his old town.
Well, that's news to me.
Yeah? Well, Isaac seemed to know about it. It's a pretty small industry. It wouldn't take much time for news like that to make it from one CEO to another.
But that's impossible. My husband's company headquarters is downtown.
Well, yeah, for now. But the word on the street is that he's closing that business down and going back to the city he was born in.
What?
Your husband's town is about 20 minutes from here by car, right?
I don't get it. What are you trying to say?
Wait, you really don't get it? Oh boy. Don't tell me he actually hasn't told you anything yet.
Well, now that I think about it, he said something about buying a house out in the country and something about moving. I just thought he was going to get us a vacation house out on the lake or something where we could spend weekends and holidays. But we're going to be living there permanently?
Oh, so it sounds like he has told you about what his plans are. Oh, looks like that delusional Ben of yours has come back around to bite you this time. You were so caught up in your fantasy life that you'd closed your eyes to reality.
No, that can't be. But I wanted to be married to a high-powered businessman. What's going to happen to me now?
I'd say you should probably talk to your husband about that. I'm just telling you the information that I got third hand from someone who heard it through the grapevine.
No, I thought I had finally made it. I thought I was set for life. Okay, that's it. I'm divorced now. So we can get married anytime, Martin.
Huh?
After we ran into each other at the hotel, I did a little more digging into you. Turns out you were right. I wasn't spelling your company's name right. Don't know how I managed to get it that wrong, but whatever. That explains why I wasn't getting any hits when I searched for it online. Anyway, when I typed it in correctly, I couldn't believe it. Your company is the biggest in your industry. That's incredible. You're something else. I am so flattered that you would work so hard just to impress me.
Huh?
The problem is that I can't seem to find your current address. I've got the marriage certificate application all filled out except for that. So you can sign it after you give me a shipping address where I can send all my stuff to.
Marriage certificate. Shipping address.
That's right. As of today, we're moving in together. So what's your address?
Una, I told you this back at the hotel. I'm seeing someone. We're pretty serious.
What?
We've been living together for 6 months now. In other words, I don't want you coming anywhere near my house.
Oh, but come on now. You know that I'm way more of a woman than her, whoever she is.
Well, for one, she doesn't fly off into bizarre delusions on a daily basis. And that alone puts her well ahead of you.
Martin, you can't trust her. I know her type. All she's after is your wealth and status. She just wants to be married to a super rich, high-powered businessman.
Boy, that phrase sounds really familiar.
Right? She's a total psychopath, I can tell.
Oh yeah? Well, she makes more money than me, though.
She does?
Remember the CEO I told you about before? Isaac? She's his younger sister.
No way.
Not only does she have a seat on the board at Isaac's company, but she's also a real estate investor on the side. Well, compared to her, I'm basically like the nighttime janitor at a convenience store.
Wait, seriously?
To be perfectly honest with you, I would never, ever be interested in a woman like you, whose only goal in life is to be the bimbo trophy wife of any rich businessman who will take him. No, for me, I prefer a working woman who is intelligent, witty, hardworking, and independent, like, my girlfriend. I could never share the rest of my life with anyone but her. She has everything I want. I love her, but more importantly, I respect her, and not just as my girlfriend or as a woman, but as a fellow businessman.
Okay, well, in that case, do you think you could introduce me to your friend, Isaac?
That's a joke, right?
Nope. From what you're saying, it sounds like he's a pretty stand-up guy. He's totally my type. So can you give me his number?
Isaac is married.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, and I've never met anyone who is more devoted to his wife than he is. He also has 2 kids, one in middle school and the other in elementary school. Sorry to say, but you're not going to have any luck with him.
Damn it. Isn't there anyone else you can introduce me to? You have to know a bunch of CEOs. One of them has to be single, or at least open-minded.
Not a chance.
Please.
No. Well, okay. That does it. That's all I can take from you. I'm never speaking to you again. Goodbye.
Martin, don't go. Martin, answer the phone, please.
I heard about what happened next from one of our mutual friends. Apparently, Una was so certain that she and I were going to get married that she told her husband that she would pay him off to let her go without a fight. She wasn't too concerned about the money since, again, she was positive that I was going to foot the bill for her. So, without so much as talking to a lawyer, she offered an incredible amount of $50,000 as a parting gift, and even signed a contract binding her to fork out the money. Now, a contract like that is most likely unenforceable in court, and there are probably 1,000,001 ways to get out of it, but I think I'll keep that information to myself. The whole incident really got me thinking. Maybe these delusions of hers are getting out of control. Or maybe she needs some special help to deal with them. Well, her family apparently got the same idea. They immediately had her committed and placed under a conservatorship to prevent her from destroying her life or anyone else's more than she already has. And with that, I felt like it was finally time to block her phone number and erase her from my contacts. Peace at last.
Unbelievable, Waylon. This is my first Christmas ever with you where you have not given me any kind of a good surprise. If that's how things are going to be with you from now on, then I can't stay married to you anymore.
Aurora? What's going on here? You're talking about wanting a surprise for Christmas? Well, I'm still at work right now, so...
I don't want to hear any of your excuses for it. Did you really think that something like this would make me happy? Or did you think that since this is Christmas, you not giving me anything at all as a surprise would be forgiven by me? Absolutely not, Waylon. This right here shows me that you have scammed me in this marriage.
How does that mean I scammed you? I'm sorry, but I haven't even had a chance to do anything for you yet, so how could you already be saying I've scammed you?
Don't even try to act dumb with me. I have all the evidence I need now, so there's no escaping this.
Evidence of what? How could you even have evidence?
You're the one that thought that surprising me by saying you were coming out would be a good thing and set it all up with all sorts of evidence just laying around. So why are you asking me about it now?
I have literally no idea what you're going on about right now, Aurora. What do you mean I surprised you by coming out, huh?
Did you really think something as bad as that wasn't going to make me upset? All I wanted was a surprise from you with a gift I'd always been wanting, but this?
And I'm saying that I haven't even been home to do anything yet.
Until you come to me and apologize for what you've done today, I'm going back to my parents' house.
Huh?
And until you're here at my feet begging for my forgiveness, I won't be responding to you. Bye-bye. Matt, I have wonderful news for you.
You again, Aurora? What do you have to tell me? I thought you were going to be spending the holidays over at your house with your husband, right?
Yes, and that was what I was supposed to be doing. But he came out of the closet with something crazy.
What? What all happened there?
I have something I need to show you right now, so I'm going to make my way over to your place, all right?
What? You want to come over here right now?
Your wife left the house 2 days ago and will be gone for some time, right? Even though it's Christmas and the time of year when she should be at home with you.
That's true. She told me her mother had a bad fall and ended up breaking her pelvis. So, for the next 1 to 2 months, she's going back to be with them in order to take care of her mother. Well, that's the excuse she gave to me anyway, but I know that she's really heading out to see another man and stay with him for a while at a hotel.
Well, that's lucky for you and I then. Now, we have plenty of time to show just how much we love one another, and we can do it with freedom inside your place.
Absolutely right.
So, would it be all right if I came over to your house right now?
Of course, get your cute little behind over here.
I'm going to be bringing over some dinner for us to have, and then after that, you need to show me who's boss.
I hope it's gonna be pizza, because eating one of those will give me enough energy to last all night. Hey, Aurora? You told me yesterday that you'd be going home to your parents' house, but I just got off the phone with your mom and she told me you didn't go home at all last night, and she hasn't seen you at all. I'm not sure where you spent the night last night, but if you were going to go somewhere else, then you need to tell me that first. I'm going to be completely honest right now by saying I'm worried about what you're doing, because none of what you've been doing and saying is making any sense. Aurora, have you made it over to your parents' house yet?
Yes, I have, Matt. And I was just about to start texting you when your message appeared on my phone. I was so happy to finally spend the end of the year with the man of my dreams, yet my husband had to get in the way of it all by asking my mom where I was. Now, my mom has been asking me where I've been, and so I had no choice but to come here. I'm sorry about this, Matt. I'll just be here for a couple of days and then come up with some kind of an excuse that will allow me to come back to your place.
I see. It's gonna be lonely here, but I'll be waiting. I have to say, I'm really surprised. Who knew that your husband would end up being infertile and unable to make you pregnant with any babies?
I was shocked to hear about that as well. And the crazy thing is, he married me always saying that he wanted to have kids as soon as possible. Yet in reality, he can't even get me pregnant. Who knew there would have been something wrong with his balls?
Damn, that sounds to me like he tricked you into marrying him. I get that there are people who are unable to make babies, but the fact that he never told you anything about it until after you guys got married is a complete scam.
Right? That's what I was saying to him. How dare he come out of the closet around Christmas with the surprise of telling me he's infertile? Well, anyway, I've noticed something really awesome about all of this.
What? What have you realized?
My husband hid the fact that he's infertile from me so that I'd become his wife, right? That right there is more than enough reason for me to get a divorce from him, whether he wants one or not.
All right, okay.
And if I'm already able to get a divorce without needing his approval, do you know what else I could do?
What?
I could get a settlement as well.
Oh.
And if by some chance he was able to find out about my relationship with you, I'll tell him it was my way of getting back at him for scamming me into marrying him. I won't be able to get a settlement from him, but I'll at least be able to still get the divorce and say goodbye to him forever, right?
Understood. And now that I'm thinking about it, I know that my wife has been cheating on me as well. I think that would mean I could do the same thing as you and say that I started having a relationship with you as a way of leveling the playing field, and I could also get a divorce. And no matter what happens, we both know that we have the law on our side, right?
We sure do. I want time to fly by so that I can get back over to your place right now.
I want to see you again as soon as possible, too. Aurora, for a little bit now I've been talking with both of your parents about you. They told me that you came back home for a little bit, but after a few days of spending time with them, you left their house again. And they told me that you told them you're at your friend's house right now. And that friend of yours, they're a man, right? Actually, the place that you've been leaving and entering a lot recently is close by to my friend's house as well, and they just so happen to know what you look like. So they were able to tell that you were up to no good and started to take lots of pictures and videos of you going in and out of that house. Sometimes alone and sometimes with that man. My friend has also told me the man is married. Is that right? My friend told me the wife had to leave for a while to go back to her parents to help her mother for a while, and you used that chance to go stay at that man's place and cheat on me with him. So that's what's been going on recently, right? I can see that you're reading these messages yet aren't answering any of them. I'm going to assume that means I hit the nail on the head this time. If you don't respond to me in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to take your cheating into my own hands and deal with you. So are you going to step up and confess or wait things out and see what happens?
Matt, you're on your way home from work right now, correct?
Yeah, just at a stoplight waiting right now.
It seems that my husband found out about us.
Wait, are you serious? That was a lot quicker than I thought. I was hoping for at least a couple more months.
Sounds like in this neighborhood, my husband has a friend and they were able to see me. And, well, they were able to get footage of me going into and coming out of your place.
Damn, so that's how things are gonna go. Too bad. You and I both have an easy way of getting out of this mess, right?
You're dang right. I'm not worried that my husband found out about this one bit.
So, what are we gonna do first?
Let me see. My husband has given me 2 weeks to reply to him before he acts, so how about you and I just keep doing what we're doing and enjoy living with one another in your place right up to the 2-week mark?
Sounds good to me. Ah, the lights turned green. Gotta start driving. I'll be home in a few.
See you soon.
Aurora? It's been 2 weeks now, and yet you haven't responded to me with anything, have you? It's been a whole month now since you left the house, all upset with me over something I still don't quite understand yet, and I'm tired of being ignored by you. Well, it's not like it really matters anymore if you're willing to confess to me or not about cheating, because for the past 2 weeks I've continued to rely on my friend to get evidence for me. The only thing I can really do now is act.
What do you want? It's not like you're any better than me after what you did. So stop talking to me like you're some perfect partner.
Aurora. So you still seem to want to pick a fight right now.
Well, with the way you're talking to me, I have no choice but to feel attacked. You went and married me with all kinds of secrets that I finally found out about and am pissed by.
Are you going on about that surprise you said happened over Christmas? When I got home that night from work, I noticed you opened up an envelope that came from Hospital S. Was what you found in there the surprise that you were talking about?
Of course that's what I'm talking about.
So you saw the paperwork stating that there was a case of infertility.
So you're finally going to open up to me about it now, huh? Who knew that you were hiding such a dark and twisted secret from me? You told me all about how you wanted to have kids, and that's why I chose to marry you.
Well, that paperwork was all for my older brother.
Huh?
I don't want to sound like a prick asking this, but have you ever read medical documents before? At the top, there's a few boxes stating the name of the patient and when they went in to have a procedure or examination done.
What?
I mean, I guess with him being named Wayne, you may have mistook that for Waylon and thought the papers were for me.
What?
So did you read the name on those papers or not?
I guess that could have been your brother's name on there. What the hell is going on here? Why would that kind of paperwork be coming to our house and not his?
Remember how I told you that after 3 years of trying with his wife, they were never able to make any babies? Well, we all concluded that there was something wrong with either him or his wife, and so they both had testing done on them. But my brother and his wife are both living at my parents' house, right? He was worried that if the hospital sent paperwork like that back to their house, they would come across it and freak out over the news. So after talking about what to do with his wife, they decided to have the paperwork sent to our house and that they would come and pick it up later. I guess I forgot to tell you that was going to happen.
What? What the actual hell? Then that means you're...
As far as I'm aware, there's been nothing wrong with me ever since I married you.
What?
And if I remember correctly, it was always you badgering me about how you wanted to have kids right away, and I just agreed that we could try after we got settled in. I did, however, go and get myself tested, though, before our wedding, just in case there was a chance I was infertile, because I didn't want to hurt you.
Are you kidding me?
I have the paperwork saying that I'm fertile. Actually, I have a higher than average sperm count, which should mean I'm more effective. Did I never tell you anything about that? Don't tell me, Aurora. Did you seriously think that I was infertile and that I hid that fact from you in order to get you to marry me? That must be why this whole time you've been talking to me with such a terrible attitude and have acted like I'm the one to blame for everything now. And let me guess, you thought that you cheating on me would go unpunished because you felt that it would be leveling the playing field between the both of us because you thought I swindled you?
About that, Waylon.
Bullseye. Well, due to what you had done back then, I was never able to give you the surprise I had in mind for you for Christmas. However, I've changed my mind now, and the real surprise that I have for you now is divorce paperwork.
Hold on a second, Waylon.
Later on, I'll be going to see my lawyer, so please do a very good job at filling all your parts out. I would hate to have to do everything all over again and see you once more. And by the way, you're going to have to pay me a settlement now, so don't try avoiding that. Now I'm getting out of here. Goodbye forever, you bitch.
What? Hold on. What do you mean forever? Are you serious right now? No way. Matt, what am I going to do now? I made a major mistake.
What?
That paperwork that came in the mail from the hospital, it wasn't for my husband. It was for my husband's older brother, and he's the one who's infertile.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about?
Due to the fact that my husband's older brother lives with his parents, he wanted to have the paperwork sent to our house in order to hide the results from said parents. I didn't know about that and proceeded to take the envelope and open it up. I didn't take a really good look at the name up at the top and just assumed it was my husband who was infertile.
Huh?
And my husband told me he's not infertile. Actually, he has an above-average sperm count.
What did you just say? So in other words, what you're saying is that we're actually completely screwed here. And now that your husband knows you've been cheating on him, he'll be able to get settlements from the both of us?
He already knows everything.
What the actual hell were you thinking, you dumbass?
But listen, even if my husband is going to ask for some money from us, it's not like your wife can do anything since you know she's been cheating on you, right? I think as long as we play things safe, we'll only have to give up half our money.
About that actually,
What? Matt, what?
my wife leaving the house to go back to her parents' house? She wasn't lying to me about that after all.
Huh?
I believed my close friend who told me that she was cheating on me. That's why I made my move with you. But after talking with my friend a few weeks later, he told me he mistook my wife being with another man, and that the man was just her father.
What?
She was just out with her father at the time, helping him go shopping for food and some other things.
Huh? What the hell is wrong with you, man? What the hell were you doing believing such a stupid mistake? Matt, we are so frickin' screwed now that it's not even funny.
Why are you yelling at me? You're the one that messed up thinking that your husband was infertile because you couldn't read a simple name. Now we're both going to have to pay him as well. At least my wife hasn't found out about us yet, so as long as things stay that way, we won't have to pay her. But you let your husband find out about this.
But what if your wife does find out? You at least have a job and can pay off 2 settlements, but I've been a housewife all this time. How am I supposed to pay for everything?
And you think my job can support me having to give up tens of thousands of dollars?
At least you have a job, unlike me.
Well, I don't have the money to pay for you, so stay away from me. You figure out how to pay off your settlements from them yourself. I'm not here to be your bank.
What? What the frick? You're a jackass, Matt.
You're the one that screwed the both of us here.
Ugh, what the hell are we going to do here? Seriously.
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate all of this.
Shut the hell up! A few days later, with the help of my lawyer, I was able to get settlements from the both of them. And of course, I made sure to get in touch with that guy Matt's wife, and the both of us went to them asking for settlements at the same time in order to crush them. When I first told her about what had been happening, she had no clue her husband had been cheating on her and was in complete shock and denial at first. But after showing her all the evidence that I had, there was no denying that it was her house Aurora was going into, and that was her husband with my wife. When she had finally calmed down, I allowed her to talk with my lawyer and use the evidence I had for her divorce. Some may say it was wrong of me to have waited a whole month without ever talking to my wife about any of what happened, but at the same time, it wasn't me who was ignoring the other. But thanks to that, the amount of evidence that I had really helped me win this case. And after I got all my money from both Aurora and Matt, I was able to finish the divorce. There's no need saying this, but those two ended up getting in a lot of debt in order to pay everything off. And I'm sure that's gonna hurt Aurora a whole lot more than Matt. Those two also lost a lot of their friends and family after word spread around about what had happened. And with nobody to rely on for support, they both moved into a very run-down apartment to start their new life together. Said life is filled with things like fighting and ignoring one another, but if that was really the life those two wanted to have after cheating on their significant others, then by all means I hope they're happy arguing all the time. And we should leave them to it. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.